Hi, welcome to the ADAPT demo video number 4. At the heart of the ADAPT is the ability to digitize a log frame. As you become familiar with ADAPT, you will note that you will always be referring to log frames and the monitoring indicators that are defined in the log frame. You will likely be using the ADAPT to develop a national or subnational monitoring framework. In this video, we will learn how to add a log frame. In addition to managing your own development indicators in the log frame, you will note that the ADAPT comes with reference log frames that you can use for browsing. First, let's take a look at those that are already included in your site by default, according to the regional or global organizations your country is a member of. In the case of Demoland, at the global level, we have the data for the SDGs, as well as the data for the African Union Vision 2063 because the country is a part of the African Union. Note the tabs above. We're currently at the log frames tab. When we click here, we get access to all the saved indicators or development indicators that we have entered into ADAPT. As an example, we can click on the global node and we will be able to see all the metadata for the SDGs. Log frames are generally hierarchical. In the case of the SDGs, they have a hierarchy of two. The higher level are the goals and the lower level are the targets. You can either browse the content of this log frame by opening the nodes of the tree, as we see here, for example, goal number 1, end poverty. Then we go to target 1, eradicate extreme poverty, and then we double click on the indicator 1.1.1, proportion of population below the international poverty line by sex, age, employment status, and geographical location, or by double clicking on the name of the log frame. In the case of the SDGs, we have 3 pies, and the indicators are sorted by goals, by organizations, and by tiers. If we go to the first pie, the one that contains all the goals, we can click on the target number 1 and poverty. Then we will see all the targets within that goal, for example, the number 1, eradicate extreme poverty, and we will see all the indicators that are attached to it. In our following video, we will learn how to add indicators and browse through them. Now we will add a log frame. To do so, we have to go under log frames, click on add log frame, and we will get the main screen to start creating our own log frame. But before doing so, you need to identify how many dimensions your log frame has under names. Make sure you have the National Development Plan or other log frame available and review the structure. Always review and understand the structure of the log frame before entering. For more information on how to do that, check our concept section. Once it is done, you have to fill the following fields. The first field is log frame type, whether it is a national development plan or subnational development plan, or a national strategy for the development of statistics. Then we will enter the name of the log frame, and we need an abbreviation to show in the tree, for example, DNDP 1722. Then we add a level, whether it's national or sectoral. Then we choose the custodian organization, the one that will be responsible for monitoring this log frame. In our case, it will be in Demoland National Statistics Office. Then the required reporting frequency. Then we choose the start date, and we can click here on the name of the month and click again in the year, and we will get more years. So here we go to January 1st, 2017. And let's go to the ending date, will be on the 2022, again in the January 1st. We click save. Now we need to add the dimensions of the log frame. We click first add dimension, and we have to name it. For example, as we see here in the Demoland development plan, we have areas and objectives. So we say first area, then we click the green button to add a level, and we add here objective as we have here in our plan. We click Save. The next step is to add the values or actual names of our areas and objectives. First, we need to do it for all the areas. So we do here, we have 7 in the Demoland National Development Plan. We have to choose IDs that are consistent with each other. So here we add just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we add the names, Area 1, Area 2, when we finish, we click Save. It will take some seconds until the data is incorporated in the system. And the next step is to add the values for the objectives. For that, we need to select each area from the drop-down menu and add the numbers of objectives under it. So for example, in number 1, low unemployment and high productivity of Demoland, we see here that we have 2 objectives. So we click add field, and then we also have to add consistent IDs. So for example, I add 1.1 for objective 1 and 1.2 for objective 2. Then I add the names. And I click Save. Now we can see it in the tree under National, and we see here number 1, area number 1, objective 1.1 and objective 1.2. As a note, in addition to adding log frames, you can also browse existing log frames for reference. And in our next video, we will learn how to add indicators to our log frame.